Hey, what's going on YouTube? Rylan here in the garage gym, and today I'm excited because finally Project Megatron is done. I just drilled the last hole in the barn, I don't know, 25 minutes ago. So this is it. I'm gonna give you the rundown on this thing, what it is, why I built it, and give you all the details. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, we just go around and I review garage gym, home gym equipment that I bought and kind of give you feedback. I do some tips and tricks on how to set up your home gym and go over, you know, just anything that is basically related to garage gym content. And I don't do the free reviews. I try not to sell you stuff. I just try to go over what I bought and if I like it or not. So today we're talking about this project right here, and just about everything on this squat rack is either custom or it's been modified. And the idea behind this was, I used to have an 8-post rack, and if you've watched my videos, you'll see the 8-post rack is gone, and I still wanted to have the ability to be able to use a squat rack on this side of the gym, use the 6-post rack on the other side. The 8-post rack just was too long, and it just didn't work the way I was hoping it would, where two people could train at the same time. It just wasn't really a reality. After a few months using it, I had to take it down. It just wasn't working out. This idea here I had last year. I've had this idea in my head for like 5 or 6 months, and I wanted to make custom rep in-rack storage. Now, Rep Fitness does not make this yet. I am going to share this with them so that I can show them how I built it and give them the idea. So I hope this is something that Rep will come out with. But I thought about this about 6-7 months ago last year, like I said, and before this I had a plate tree with 6 barbell holders on it from Frey Fitness. It was a great plate tree, nothing wrong with that, but I wanted to have the ability to have storage and a squat rack, and something like this just doesn't exist. You can build something similar to this if you go to Rogue's website. Rogue does offer some storage options like this. Now, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars more than what I paid for this, because I was able to build a lot of this myself. And I looked at the Rogue option. Again, I did add it up, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to spend, you know, that kind of money on storage. Just didn't make sense when I can build it for a lot cheaper. So the first reason was to have a squat rack. So the basic structure here is a 30-inch depth Rep Fitness PR 5000 squat rack. So that's the basic bones of this. I've added some custom uprights into it that allow me to store my bumper plates. So you'll see the bumper plates, there's almost 800 pounds of bumper plates stored on 2 racks down below, and those are built into the rack itself. And that was another thing it's worth bringing up, is that I already owned some of these Rep uprights, so I didn't have to buy any more. I was able to use them from the 8-post rack and reuse a lot of those pieces, so it didn't cost me a lot more. If I was going to go and buy the Rogue built-in storage, it wouldn't fit, because Rogue's 49 inches versus 47 inches. So that alone right there, it just made it, you know, not an available option really. Part of the bumper plate storage, I was able to add a custom shelf. I didn't feel the need to have, you know, 1,200 or 1,300 pounds worth of bumper plates. I think we have enough, to be honest. And it was nice to have a shelf. We don't have a shelf anywhere in this area to be able to set stuff, or just some awkward items that don't hang up very well. So the shelf worked out really well. Behind the shelf, I have a piece from Rogue's storage system, and I'm storing some of the change plates on that. I've got a couple of plate pegs from CFD Performance, and as I'm talking, I'm going to be showing you the B-roll as I edit this video. I've tried to film this where I kind of moved around with the camera, and it just didn't work out. It was really hard to capture it. So that shelf is all made by, I cut up that shelf myself, made that, got it in there, and then above the shelf is wall control that's been custom made. I had to make that to fit inside the rack and bolt on, and that turned out perfect. It really worked out really well. Now, for most people, you're going to have plenty of wall space. I'll be honest, our walls are covered in flags in here, and just for what we were looking at, it doesn't really work well. I looked at some other options on the walls, and it kind of just wasn't the right spot to put something. This was the right spot, and it made sense. So I was able to put the wall control on there, and my plan is to do a separate video where I just talk about wall control. I found a lot of the little accessory hooks were somewhat, they didn't work very well, or they were the wrong size. So I ended up buying a lot of useless accessory hooks that I wish somebody would have explained which ones to get. And some of the reviews out there are just really old, and the part numbers have changed, and it's not the same hooks they sell now. So I'm going to go over that in a separate video and just give you all the goods on wall control. Okay, so we got the wall control storage on the back side. I also needed a place now to store barbells. We have, oh my goodness, so we have 6 barbells on the iron flag, and then we have a 9 barbell vertical holder to my right on this side. I'm trying to keep that one for specialty bars and just awkward sized bars. It's just a little bit easier if they're on the floor, they're easier to get to. So I needed to create more barbell storage space. And this was going to work perfect because it doesn't take up a lot of space. The barbells, you can incorporate them into the side. I don't plan on using the inside of this rack, just the outside here. So I was able to add 10 more holders for barbells, and it's expandable where I could increase that to 12 barbells. And if I really wanted to, I could add another 8 to the inside and sort of mirror what I've done on the outside. So I have the option to expand my barbells here by at least another 8. So it's a really good way to store barbells. I always say store barbells vertically instead of horizontally. It just works better. It doesn't take up as much space, especially on your wall. So anytime you can store them vertically, do that. And so that was the barbell holders. All the holders had to be customized. They are not from Rogue. They are from various companies. I can't even remember how I found them or where I got them, but I had to really source around the internet to try to find what was going to work for this. I had to custom mount them. So all the barbell holders were made by me, custom. Now, moving on, I wanted to get into some chains for my training. I was able to find some heavy-duty chain on Marketplace. I got like, I want to say 50 or 60 feet for like $50 or something. It was really cheap, but I had to cut them myself and make them, to length. And I'll probably do a video on that telling you how to build your chain if you're going to do that route. It's really important that you don't worry so much about the length of the chain, just focus on the weight of it. That's going to be what you're going to be wanting to go after, is the weight, not the length. But the chains turned out awesome. They fit the space really well. And the chain holders I got from a buddy of mine, Dustin, thank you very much. Those worked out good. They are actually for a Monster Light, but I was able to drill them out and get them to fit on the rep rack and switch them over to 1-inch holes. Some of the brackets that I used in this build are from CFT Performance. Josh over there makes all sorts of different types of brackets and everything else. I'm not an affiliate of his. I just like the fact that he sells some interesting pieces that you can't get anywhere else. So check out CFT Performance if you're looking at building something custom yourself. All right, so that pretty much covers why I built this and what it does. So it stores my bumper plates. It works as a squat rack. It has a ton of accessory storage. It stores my chains. It stores, right now, 10 barbells, and also stores some of my bare steel magnetic pins are down in there. I've got those stored as well. Oh, it stores also weight belts as well. I've got the weight belts hanging beside the chains. It's a great spot to store belts. It's kind of hard to find the right spot for belts, but that worked out really well. So I really like how this turned out and the modular design of it. So as the gym changes, or as the stuff I have changes, it's easy to switch things around. Wall control is great for that. You can adjust it and easily and switch it around if you start using different things. Also, you'll probably see on the top, I've got a custom sign that I built as well. I built that out in the barn, and that turned out really nice. So that kind of finishes off this piece, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. Now, please let me know what you think of it. if you've got any questions, throw them in the comments. I appreciate that. I like the feedback. And thank you to everyone that's been supportive of the page and our Instagram. It's been overwhelming. And again, thank you. All the people using the affiliate links, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And, we want to continue to bring you guys content, bring you tips and tricks, custom stuff like this, and try to share everything that we do in the gym with you guys so you guys can pick up some ideas. So again, thank you. We appreciate you, and have a great day. See you.